Hey, welcome back, VeteranNation fans. Now, normally on the show, we'll talk about war stories and news stories. But today, what I want to talk about is ghost stories. So, one thing I do want to do, and if anyone out there does these, if you're a veteran, I'd like to do a paranormal investigation. I find them interesting. I would like to see just the the inside of them, see what people are seeing, and that way I can make a decision for myself on what I see. Now, I can't say for certain that what I had happen to me, what I would consider my sole unexplainable experience, I can't say that it was a ghost. I can't say that it was anything significant. I can't say exactly what it was. But I will say this. It shook me to the core and it was deeply disturbing. I used to be stationed at Quantico, and Quantico is a base that has slowly grown over the years. It started off, it was a lookout point for the Revolutionary War and the War of 1812. Then it became a Civil War site. In fact, there's a cemetery aboard the base where there are Civil War graves. There's also a Revolutionary War colonel who, and the thing about the base is it's one of the earliest settlements in Virginia. And it's actually the site of one of the first courthouses in Stafford County, Virginia. And this base started off very small. What is now considered Hospital Point was the original part of base, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew. And as there were sharecrop families there, and the families, people would die, and other family members would move, they would just sell their family farms to the Marine Corps, and that is how Quantico built as a base. It was Hospital Point, then it was what we now consider main side, and then it grew into the TBS side of base, which is now where all the active ranges are. And that's also why the town of Quantico, it's the only place in the world that's completely surrounded by a military installation. It's a civilian town surrounded all sides by a military installation. So because these farms, got sold to the base, a lot of them had family plots and cemeteries aboard them. And now, today, there's over 32 various plots. Back in the mid 2000s, I was working there. I was working out at the Command IG, and it became very highlighted by one of the family members who was going to these plots and said, "Look, these aren't being maintained." And when we sold the land to the government, it was under the impression that the government was going to maintain these cemeteries. And I was told, guess what your job is? Every month you have to go around to these 32 cemeteries and you have to maintain them. Was a very rewarding thing. Well, one of the cemeteries aboard the base had several unmarked graves. These graves, I was told, were people who they might not have all been Native American, but they were definitely early settlers who had married in with Native Americans. And they were buried in a very specific way. Like I said, they were unmarked graves, and they were, if you're aboard Quantico and you're familiar with that base, it's over near Weapons and Training Battalion. Right, you have there's the FBI Academy to the northwest, and then you have all the ranges for Weapons and Training Battalion. Then the ranges end. There's a road. It's over in that area. So I had to go back in this area. A lot of old trees. It didn't seem spooky to me at the time, but after this incident, it definitely did every single time I had to go back. And like I said, I had to go there at least once a month. And this was probably like my third or fourth time there. I had finished up, I had gone through, did everything. I always tried to be very respectful, knowing that this is where people were laid to rest for the very last times. I always maintained a little bit of respectability while doing it, or at least I tried to. Had loaded up most of my equipment, but I had a weed whacker and a gallon of gasoline. And those are my last two things. I went and I grabbed them, And as I was walking, there was like this path. I don't know what it was, but I felt like someone shoved me, like them saying, "Get the hell out of here." That was, it shook me to my core. I'll tell you, I took the message. I got the hell out of there. Now, I can't tell you what it was. I can't tell you what I really think about this. I was the only person there. I was the only person to witness it, but I was scared. I was legitimately scared because I could not explain what had just happened. That's why I do have interest. If you're a veteran and a paranormal investigator, reach out to me. I am interested in what you're doing because I can't explain what happened. I'm not going to say it was a ghost, but that is my ghost story, and I hope you all enjoyed it. I'd love to get your thoughts and opinions on it. If you have a ghost story, down here is my email. You can reach out to us, veterannation@protonmail.com. Let us know what you think about my story. If you have a military paranormal story, let me know. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.